So anyway, welcome back to the stream. Haven't done Dead Space in a while, and I think I'm kind of coming up on the end of the game. So let's see. Vinny, now that it's been a year, how do you feel about Samus Returns? I had a big discussion about Metroid recently. I don't remember which stream it was on, but I talked about Samus Returns versus AM2R, and I've come to the conclusion that I like AM2R a little bit more, but I see Chad is playing football, but I also think Samus Returns is a great game. My complaint is that by the end areas, they get a little samey. It's a lot of cut and paste with some same enemies and, but it's still a great game. And I still recommend the fucking thing. If you're a Metroid fan like me and you waited like 8 years for a new Metroid game, I think it did its job. I was happy with it. I had a big dumb grin on my face through a lot of it. Toss the pigskin. Oh, play football, Danny. Hogskin. Are those like... I have a question. Are those football emotes? Why are they happening? Are those like to promote the Super Bowl? What? Twitch is streaming a football game. Alright, pack it up. Everyone's dad is going to be watching Twitch soon. It's time to cease the operation. Okay. Haven't played this in a couple days. Dead Space returns. Dead Space continues. Dead Space 3. Super Dead Space. Dead Space Prime. Dead Space Fusion. Deadliest Space. So, I mean, this counts as a Spooktober stream. I just started it early. But I do have a lot of good ideas for Spooktober streams. Like I said, I have, Spooknautica, kind of. I have, Visage, which is not done yet, but I think it'll make for a good stream. I have 2 other smaller games, aside from Silent Hill. There will not be a Spoop stream every day. I'm not going to go overboard with Spoop, but there will be a steady supply of Spoops until Halloween. Visage pronunciation? You're right. Let's ask Charles. I know it's visage, but I didn't want to seem pretentious. Charles, how do you say it?
Visage. Visage. Visage.
And here I am thinking it was Visagi. Thanks, Charles. And Vinny, you're gonna stream Red Dead 2, right? You bet your ass I'm gonna be streaming Red Dead 2. Hold your horses. And the scariest game of them all, Maple Story 2, will be streamed soon here on this channel. Here, if you missed it, I just want to show you one picture. Just if you missed it earlier, I played Maple Story 2 earlier, for the first time, and this is my character. So if you don't know what this game is, like I said earlier, this should answer all the questions that you have. Alright, now we can get back into the body horror that is Dead Space. Remember this asteroid segment? Remember how much fun I had with it?
772 launched.
Beacon's on its way. All functions normal and broadcasting wideband. Now we just have to hope somebody's listening. I'll position the array receiver. I thought I saw my brother again. He waved to me, like nothing was wrong. Okay. I should be able to leave this channel open. What? The comms array receiver isn't responding. Isaac, can you get back to the bridge? We need that array online or we can't receive signals from anyone responding to the beacon.
Usually the joke about, like, you know, in Call of Duty, you just have to do everything. Ramirez, go up! Go take them out! Ramirez, win the war for me. But in this case, whoa, I feel how crucial Isaac is to this operation, considering he's the only motherfucker that can handle himself. He's got a suit. Everyone else is more or less dead. Why is this game so loud? Did the volume reset? Like, I'm okay with loud because... Spook. Gee, oh God, Jesus, that's a good one. Just didn't want to waste ammo, but it's pretty fucking awesome. Soul Calibur 6 comes out next week.
772 launched.
Mario Party came out.
On its way. All functions normal and broadcasting wideband. Now we just have to hope somebody's listening. I'll position the array receiver. I thought I saw my brother again. He waved to me, like nothing was wrong. Okay. I should be able to leave this channel open. What? The comms array receiver isn't responding. Isaac, can you get back to the bridge? We need that array online or we can't receive signals from anyone responding to the beacon.
Yeah, this month is a good month for games. It's gonna be busy. But you know, Soul Calibur isn't something I need to, like, dedicate my life to. You know, I can just play here and there. Play some games off stream. Red Dead is going to be taking up a lot of my time. I hope you guys like Cowboys. Breath of the Wild Part 2. I didn't have healing before, that's why I died. Also, I haven't played this in a little while, so... I'm good now. I think I remember how to play it. So, if you want to prepare for Red Dead Redemption 2, here are 2 movies you can watch. These are 2, well, 3. I'll give you 3. 1, Tombstone, with Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and a fuckload of other people. Best Cowboys. So go watch Tombstone. Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday, he's amazing. 310 to Yuma is another one that I like. That was, Christian Bale. It's more recent. Christian Bale, Russell Crowe. Good Cowboys. And then, apparently Bone Tomahawk is a good movie, recommended by Mike and Jay, and also Jeff. So, that's something I want to check out. Kurt Russell's in that. It's like a horror cowboy movie, which is perfect for this time of year. So I gotta watch Bone Tomahawk. So those are 3 recommendations for more recent cowboy movies. Not like, hey, Pilgrim, what brings you around these parts here, Pilgrim? And then he just smacks a kid in the face. There's a really fucking weird John Wayne movie. I forget what it was called. But I watched it. And it just made me uncomfortable throughout most of the movie. He throws the kid in the river. You can't swim? Yeah. You can't swim? And then he just picks him up and launches him into the river. John Wayne shows up in, well, he's mentioned. I don't want to say he shows up, but let me buy a little ammo. He shows up in Man in the High Castle. Alternate reality John Wayne. You hear of him? And, also he's in Preacher. Plays a big part in the Preacher comic book and the show. So like when Jesse was locked in a coffin that was sent to the bottom of a lake when he was punished, he has these like fantasies of John Wayne like saving him. And they get really vivid. Gotta figure out. I think it's that one. You motherfucker. Well, I know not to do that anymore. It was the best fight ever. It was very cinematic. I don't think I like that very much. Yeah, this is where the alien vibes reach critical mass. I don't want to die to one of these. Vinny, speaking of westerns, did you ever see The Hateful Eight? You know, what's weird about that movie, I know it's a long movie, and I want to watch it. I've seen pretty much everything else Tarantino's done, and I'm a fan of, like, the long, crazy dialogue scenes he does. But I haven't seen it. And I've been just waiting for the right time. So I keep saying to myself, like, I'll see it on Netflix or wherever, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch that. And then it never happens. I think I might want to watch it soon. X-Files is off Netflix. Does this make you as sad as it makes me? Yeah, they're losing more and more shows, but like I said, piracy's on the rise, because everyone that has a show wants to send, like, they want to take their show back and put it on their platform. When Star Trek is off Netflix, I might cancel. Oh, speaking of, Quentin Tarantino directing the next Star Trek movie. I'm open to it, especially because he wants to go based on the idea of Yesterday's Enterprise, which is a great episode. So it seems like he has an idea that he's excited about, he wants to try. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't. I mean, I'll eat my words gladly. But if he's gonna do a Star Trek movie, that could make the Star Trek movies more interesting for me. Could, like, kind of breathe new life into them a bit. Give the characters something to do. That isn't just punch the fucking monster man in the face 1,000 times because revenge. But, you know, he'd have to, like, kind of not go full Tarantino if he's gonna do Star Trek. He has to do a little Tarantino, and he has to figure out how to make that work with, you know, with a Star Trek movie. But I'll take him over, you know, over the other guys. I mean, I'm down for full Tarantino, but I don't want to see the characters being like, motherfucker. That's all. What if it's one motherfuck? Yeah, I'm okay with one. But I'm down. Do it. Do something with it. You got these cool, you know, characters and some pretty good actors to play them. Bones is great.
Things are looking up. A military ship just docked in. The USM Valor. I don't know what it was doing out there. It must have gotten our distress signal. We can't talk to it until the comms array is fixed. I'm gonna hack the door to communications for you. Get in there and find the comms control station.
Okay. Well, weirdly enough, someone's like, let Riker say fuck. Weirdly enough, I think there's a fuck. There's an F-bomb in Star Trek Discovery in Season 1. So it's not a show you'd associate with that, and I heard it, I was like, what? I was like, what? And in the first TNG movie, Data says, oh shit. So it's not like there's no cursing, it's just a matter of how it's done. Also, I don't count Discovery as, like, classic Star Trek. I count it as a different thing. It's good in its own way. And you gotta kind of put your brain aside, turn it off a little bit, and just let it be what it is. I like the Orville, but I also like Discovery. And they got, you know, Captain Pike next season. Here I am talking about Star Trek again. Got Captain Pike next season, and you have, Spock with a beard. He's gonna be the one that says motherfucker. Mark my words. Motherfucker! Star Trek is for nodes? Do you mean nerds?
Anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Oh! Well, he killed all of them for me. I thought that was just gonna push him out of the way. I don't know if the space shotgun and I gel. I don't think we vibe. I think it's time to put the space shotgun away. Do it. I'm not done with the space shotgun just yet. I can make it work. Vinny, are you excited about the new tables in Pinball 3D FX? I am. If you are, then I am.
Fastest anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
They really are the orphan of Cos. Oh, God damn it. I think I was that close. Null healing. Nil. NA.
Quarantine lifted.
Okay, now I have some heals. This game got kind of difficult. Good. You know what? Good. Should be. I'm gonna go ahead and say I like the difficulty scaling in this game. Normal was a good choice for me. Early on, I had an abundance of ammo. I learned the game mechanics. The enemies weren't too difficult or numerous. And now it feels like there's a lot less ammo, which is good. I like survival horror. There's different types of enemies. They put them in different order to try to screw with you. Stomp the body. Now, okay, I have a question. People have told me to stomp the bodies before. I thought it was a song. Stomp the bodies. That's how they sing it. Stomp the body. Does it really give you stuff if you stomp the bodies? Stomp the bodies. Made by the people who brought you I Saw the Sign. It gives you loot in Dead Space 2. Sometimes just killing them makes them drop it, though. Stomping will give you loot if they didn't give you loot already. That's probably... like, that was in the back of my mind throughout this play session. But I didn't think to do it.
Isaac, the door to communications is open. but I've been getting some weird feedback spikes on the local comms. I think someone's listening in on us, so be careful.
There's feedback spice. Please take care around emergency door locks, because fragile equipment. Okay. Vinny, what do you think space smells like? You didn't say asking for a friend afterwards. But astronauts have said that when they go on spacewalks, and then they come back from them, their suits smell like burnt steak, I think it was. Gunpowder and steak. So that's what space smells like. According to astronauts. Unless you don't believe that there are astronauts because them Earth is not round. Last podcast on the left is doing a they did a podcast about the flat Earth thing. Oh man. Oh man, if you want to go to hell in a handbasket, you got to listen to it. It's rather incredible. Someone in chat, possibly satire, just said, Vin, we didn't go to space. I too can watch a 4-hour YouTube video. I didn't go to space. Someone did. If they're gonna throw dudes like this at me, I gotta be able to fucking shoot them. Oh, oh. 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 I don't have enough ammo to sever all the tendrils appropriately, it seems. That works. 2 explosions. Wait, more? More meat? credits that were stuck in that thing's face. Nope. This is worse than those things in Ocarina of Time. Way worse. Oh my god. Yeah, now I just want to step on these because I hate them. Vinny, how would you feel, how would Star Trek handle the necromorphs? There's been some pretty fucking heavy body horror episodes. It can be done, it just has to be done right. Good costumes, good CG, whatever. It's possible to do, you know, a sci-fi show about, you know, hope and exploration and moral quandaries, but also do a little bit of body horror every now and then. Neelix is the perfect example. He is body horror. 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 That's how you say it. You gotta say it right. You gotta say every letter of the word. It's not horror. It's horror. Or if you're Frank Reynolds, you could just say horror.
Communications log. First comms operator Bailey reporting. The ship is under attack, but requests to issue a distress call have been repeatedly denied by Captain Matthias. He won't say it, but everyone on the bridge knows why. This is an illegal operation in a prohibited system. We've all known for months, and we kept our mouths shut. Not anymore. Mayday! 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 This is USG Ishimura. This is... Hell! I don't believe this. The whole comm system is offline. Now he's gone too far. Bailey out.
It's the Half-Life 1 tram ride from hell. Oh, thanks, text.
Communications array offline. A service technician has been notified.
That comms array is in bad shape. We need at least 6 working dishes for a strong enough signal. Make sure they're aligned symmetrically so there are no power gaps.
I'll do whatever pleases you. Whatever pleases you, I, Isaac, the engineer, will do for you, Paul McCartney. You want me to align satellites? I can do that. If you don't want me to align satellites, let me know what you want me to do. I will play it exactly the way you want.
That's actually George, not Ringo. It turns out my Ringo sounds a lot like George. Vinny, do you think Voyager was handled poorly? Some of it was. Had this great concept where there's a ship lost in a quadrant of the galaxy that's never been charted or explored, with strange life forms that no one's ever seen before. And then you get to it, and it's just things with fucked up ridges on their head. Like, oh, okay. This thing has weird ears. Here's a humanoid with a strange nose ridge. There's that, plus the ship never seemed to run out of anything. there were a couple of episodes where this ship, you know, they ran out of some supplies here and there, but they seemed to have, like, infinite torpedoes. Like, I remember that was a plot point that they discussed, and then they just ended up being able to use as many torpedoes as they wanted. Characters were pretty inconsistent. That said, there's some great episodes. Every now and then the writers got it really right with Voyager, and they utilized the characters really, you know, in the best possible way, kind of like Tom Paris turning into a lizard and fucking Janeway having lizard babies, leaving the lizard babies on the planet and bringing them back, turning them from lizard back into human, and then they just laugh about it like it was no big deal.
Entering zero gravity.
You know, a good space show, if you're not really into Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, the most recent one. That had some pretty fucking great moments. The effects look a little dated. You know, there's a little cheese in the effects, but... Even Season 1 of The Expanse looks a little dated, and that was only a couple years ago. CG doesn't age well. Like... I mean, not... That's a pretty broad statement. Bad CG... Well, not even that. Forrest Gump and Jurassic Park still look pretty good. Like, the CG in those movies. You can tell when they're, like, making weird lip CG for, like, JFK or whatever, but... it doesn't take you out. But Jurassic Park still looks good. Because they mixed it with practical effects. A lot of movies from just a couple years ago, or... like the early 2000s, for me, look really fake. But if you watch like a John Carpenter movie, you watch The Thing, you watch like Blade Runner. Shh, I didn't say that. Looks great. Terminator 2 still has some pretty good CG. So, I mean, but I'm talking about practical effects with the John Carpenter movie and Blade Runner, but what I mean is, like, if you really nail it, it can be timeless, or at least to the point it doesn't take you out of the movie. Like, when I was watching Infinity War, I'm not gonna say that Thanos looked... I mean, obviously he was CG, but you just buy it after a couple minutes. And then, for me, I didn't think about it for the rest of the time. I was just like, okay, it's a character. It's a big purple dude with a big purple dong. I get it. But other than that, you know, the CG still... It's very dependent on artistic vision and not just, like, latest technology, which can still end up looking cheesy. And also it depends on your budget. Like, I mentioned Battlestar Galactica, but it had a... Battlestar had a TV budget. So, of course, some of the effects are gonna suffer. TV budget for its time. TV has come a long way since then. I figured out what to do in between my rambling. Do you remember when Mark Hamill played a character called Cockknocker? He would punch people in the dick and he would go, "Ahoo!" Was he, like, not busy that year? Wait, you don't know about this, chat? There are people that don't know. There's a lot of people that have seen this movie. It's Jay and Silent Bob movie. Vinny, what the fuck? I can't believe people don't know about this. Please give me just a moment. When you type cockknocker, you get it. That's all you gotta do. You just type cockknocker in YouTube and you get the full clips. Whatever you need. Here, take a look. This is real. Hang on, I just want to see. Here's a cockknocker punch. Oh, he's got a blunt saber. Yeah.
I master, son.
Can I get a cut here?
Never mind. I can't actually find quickly a clip of him knocking someone. Oh wait, no, I know it's right here. Hang on a minute. I feel like you wouldn't believe it unless I showed it to you, so.
True story.
Whoa! Avenge me!
So Mark Hamill was really not busy that year. He didn't have a lot going on. I guess the Batman animated series had maybe ended before then, and dude was just like, hey, yeah, I'll be cockknocker, that's fine. Well, are you gonna give me a blunt saber? Yeah, that's fine too. But for me, that's kind of like David Hayter doing like a clip about like a hog. Like squeezing Ryden's hog. It just means he's got a good sense of humor about himself. And the paycheck was probably decent. Hey, at the time, Kevin Smith was actually like a pretty big director that people like cared about. He had like Dogma, Chasing Amy. Wait, did anyone watch that? I don't even think I've seen that movie. Well, you know, Clerks and stuff. What's Dogma? Dogma is a movie about religion where the Jesus's ancestor shows up. Chris Rock plays the 13th apostle, or 14th apostle, whatever it was. I'm a bad Christian.
It's working. Get back to communications and use the control panel to send our coordinates to the Valor.
That wasn't a serious question. Oh, never mind. Well, Matt Damon was in it. Yamin. And Ben Affleck was in it as well. Ben Affleck. Here's a true story. So the church protested the movie because, you know, they were offended by it. That's not really shocking, but it happened. And at one of the protests that was filmed by the news, Kevin Smith was there protesting alongside of them.
Exiting zero gravity.
So he made the movie and he protested his own movie on camera, like on the news, and they didn't know who he was. He was just like, yeah, I agree, this movie's offensive. Like, I'm really offended by it. And I'm not crazy about Kevin Smith's movies or his, like, you know, a lot of the stuff. Like, every movie he sees is a 10 out of 10 perfect movie. And, like, he'll tell you about how he cried because it was so good. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's cool. I wish I could enjoy anything half as much as you enjoy that, Kevin, but maybe that's why your movies kind of suck lately? That's a little harsh, isn't it? That's a little mean.
This is USM Valor.
At least he's not making Paul
broadcasting on
Blart
all
movies.
Frequencies to USG Ishimura in response to your SOS. We picked up your escape pod, number 47, and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
What? Isn't that the escape pod Hammond jettisoned? One of those things was on board. No! No, this isn't going to happen. USM Valor! Come in, Valor! Our signal isn't strong enough. I'm going to open the blast doors to boost the signal.
Error. Blast door blockage detected. Please contact a repair technician.
Shit! Isaac, there's something big on the hull of the ship, directly above the comms
I don't like
array.
the sound of that.
Something organic.
Ah!
I don't know what it is, and I don't care. We have to get the doors open to transmit to the Valor. You should have a clear shot from ADS Cannon 48. Get to the cannon and blow it out into space.
Oh no, there's something on the ship. Something! I don't mean to be too terrible to Kevin Smith because I like him. And I like hearing him talk. He's a very good podcaster. He's a very good guest on other people's podcasts. He's a passionate and insightful dude. He's really funny. He's great at doing panels. And I really like Clerks and Dogma. Mallrats is okay. So yeah, I don't mind him so much. But you know, he's really, I mean, he made a movie about a walrus. Dude transforming into a walrus. Which, was that any good? I can't believe I'm asking this, but kind of funny, but it tries too hard. Yeah. Sounds like the Best Friends movie. I'm gonna write a script in 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna have Tommy say some weird shit. I'm gonna film it. And then do a lot of weird editing, and play loud weird music over it. Haha. YMS hated that movie. The Best Friends movie. He fucking despised it. It was a funny review. The thing about it is, I was kind of entertained by the movie. Like, I don't really... I didn't think it was that bad. It was like a train wreck, though. It was like... It was so bad that you kind of couldn't look away from it. But it was only bad when it tried to be good. But not in the same way as The Room. I know that makes no sense. I know most people are probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? But you can't try... I don't know. How do you explain it? You have to try harder, like Tommy. I think... Oh god, what's the secret to making a good bad movie? Does anyone have Neil Breen's number? Can we get Neil on the line? Someone get me Neil Breen. Who, by the way, Neil Breen made a new movie called Twisted Pair, which is, I think, about testicular torsion. Anyway, it was screened. Some people have seen it and said it's another Breenius film. Another masterpiece of unintentionally terrible filmmaking. This dude is so far from self-awareness that he continues to make these masterpieces of film history. And I love Neil Breen for that. Tommy knows what he is now. And he's like, I make funny movie with The Room. So I make more movie and everybody love me because I am comedy superstar. Alright, so we covered Blade Runner, we covered Tommy Wiseau, we covered Star Trek. What else? What else do we need to talk about tonight? I got the checklist. Captain Falcon doing feet. Jar Jar? Jar Jar! Okay, we covered that. Hogs. I already did Hog. We talked about Hog.
Manual override initiated.
Oh, I love it. Why is my chat scrolling up? Oh my god, I guess my mouse isn't locked into the game. My mouse isn't locked in the game. My chat is scrolling up. Oh, that's not good. I might accidentally click go offline. Yes, I switched to mouse for this. Obviously. You definitely want to use a mouse for a moment like this.
Hull integrity 50%. Opening communications array blast doors.
Kendra Daniels on the USG.
Oh man, and I only used one gun.
The escape pod. USF USG.
Fuck, could you imagine if I used both guns?
Damn it! Respond!
Oh no. Oh no! That sucks.
It's headed right for us. Isaac! Fuck out of there!
I think I just used 2 health packs by accident.
Someone. It's all falling apart here.
Isaac. Isaac, are you there? Thank God you're alright. I've been trying to reach you. Someone's been blocking my rig signal remotely. A crash must have interrupted the signal block.
Hammond, where have you been?
Surviving. Barely. I found some med supplies and packed myself up. Listen. I'm calling aboard on the mission. Fuck the CEC and fuck the chain of command. We have to get the hell out of here.
Took this long?
I located a shuttle on the crew deck. Flight log says it needs a new singularity core, but we can probably salvage one from the Valor.
Fuck the
I can see the
Oscars.
tail end of it sticking out from the side of the Ishimura. I'm headed down there now to find a way inside. I'll meet you there. Hammond out.
Isaac, if what he says is true about the shuttle, we might have a chance of getting out of here. Head to the cargo bay and see if you can help Hammond. In his condition, he may not last long.
Someone earlier said, did Vinny mention energy resources? Yes, I did. So that's also, you can check that off. I haven't been doing Bob's 6 guys lately, Borglars, but that could be on the list. D? Seems to be energy resources.
But I never seen anything like that on Earth. Yeet. Man, that sounds like something Nathan would do on Nathan For You. He would make 6 guys.
My name is Nathan Fielder. And I'm about to turn this failing burger restaurant into 6 guys. 1 guy more. Turns out I'm also Tina from Bob's Burgers. Dad, do I have to watch the oven?
And again, it's just 6 genes. Or maybe 5 genes in a Bob. That's not a new one. I've done that before. Someone said new voice unlocked. Those are rare when that happens. What's the most recent new voice unlock that I had? I can't even think of what it was. It wasn't Booster. Dr. Light? No, before that. Was it Skyrim? It might have been during Skyrim. Bruce Willis, I told you that I retired that. No, it wasn't Captain Falcon. I remember it was like, I was shocked when it happened. I was like, what is this? Why can I do this? Piss guy? No. Jay Leno? No, not really. Cicero I've been doing since Skyrim came out. It was an incredibly deep, raspy voice. Man, I would love a clip of that. No, it wasn't just the Shockmaster. It wasn't the one I do now. It was a different one. I think. It was this one, Vin. Why don't I believe that that's going to be the correct clip? See?
Delvin Mallory's like, oh, hello, it's me.
Oh, it is this
Delvin
one.
Mallory.
How the fuck?
Your quest,
Liverpool?
I didn't even know I could do a voice like this. Holy shit, this one hurts to do. Wow. Like my throat hurts. It's fucked up. I've got to like turn to the left and down and like...
Wow. See, I can't do it. Delvin. Nope. It just becomes Cookie Monster. First of all, you're a fucking genius wizard that you're able to find that quickly. Yep, the voice has been relocked. Yeah, I remember, like I said in the clip, I had to like kind of face a certain way to do it. I had to contort my neck in some strange way. Googling Vinesauce new voice, that was the first result. What is my life? How did this happen? Like, what the fuck? Google, don't you have other weird shit to give people when they search? That's what Google's good for.
Hello, my name is Delvin Mount.
Nope. Yeah, you don't want to actually expose that thing's stomach because then little babies pop out of it. I need to do an experiment. Okay, no babies. Next. Wow. Also not it. British Shockmaster plus meat. Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna have to practice.
Isaac! Good, you made it inside. Listen, I just found the munitions log for the Valor. I don't think their presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
Isaac, I've lost him again. No signal from Hammond's rig. Find the Singularity Core and get the hell out of there.
Sun. Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like the Marines from Half-Life? Relax, we're here to save you. Throw one in there. The Raiden voice I do is very subtle. You know, I'm an auteur of subtle voices. It's just my voice. But then I kind of go up a little. There's not much to it. Because it doesn't really sound like Raiden. It's more of an inflection. And, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I'm sure I have a couple more voices I haven't unlocked yet. Somewhere. It's like kind of a weird thing. How do you know that you don't have... How do you know you have a voice you can do that you've never done? You have to just try a bunch of weird, strange throat configurations to get it. Just like kind of... Yeah, you get your mouth in there.
Entering
And then
zero
suddenly
gravity.
you're that. Suddenly that's your voice.
Isaac, one of the Valor's weapons ripped open in the crash. Those green orbs you see are highly radioactive, and the Valor's airlock has sealed itself. You're going to have to throw those into space before you can get into the ship.
with these. Dilithium crystals? Or maybe trilithium? Man, Isaac is a fucking genius. Solve multiple problems by stomping on them.
Radioactive material removed.
Oh, dude, really?
Radioactive material removed.
You wouldn't start choking if you still have oxygen, though.
Radioactive material removed.
I mean, maybe the oxygen's getting, like, really thin. Or Isaac is just extremely dramatic, like someone in chat just said. Man, that someone in chat always has insightful things to say. Fucking dead yet? I more want to get the oxygen just so I don't have to hear Isaac's disgusting noises while he's like choking on nothing. So much worse than a smoker. It's like watching a streamer and they like burp, you know, or cough while they're live. How dare they not be perfect? How dare they do such a thing?
Radioactive material removed.
It's only a matter of time before we develop streamer AI. And you could just like program the perfect companion. You can like kind of change the opinion slider. You find out how cynical they are, how optimistic they are. You want silly? Or do you want totally flat? You're flat. Analytical? Or insane? I mean, like, you know, humor. Just like crazy, stupid noises? Or dry humor. You can even choose if, like, for them to have other hobbies.
Warning. Dangerous
You can just take that away
detected.
from them.
Safety lock engaged.
Wait, still?
Warning. Dangerous radiation levels detected. Safety lock engaged. Radioactive material removed. Dangerous radiation levels detected. Safety lock engaged.
I know. Only 20 seconds left.
Warning. Dangerous radiation levels detected. Safety lock engaged. Radiation
Type
hazard
1 if
clear.
you suffocated
Safety
along
lock
with
released.
Isaac. So you can also change the AI slider to, you know, you can go all the way right so that they're like pure perfection at video games with no mistakes, no flaws. They never have to like go through Dr. Wily's stage more than once. Or if you set it all the way left, you can just laugh at their failure and embarrassment. Or if you go, like, somewhere in the middle, yeah, you can get a little good, little bad. You know, spice it up. You never know what you're gonna get.
Will be in the engine room at the back of the ship. I'm reading massive damage, so you may need to find an alternate route to get there.
Attack its weak point. This was 2008, so was this before or after the Sony conference where you attack its weak point from massive damage? After, was that 2006? The giant enemy crab fiasco? That was really big memes when that happened.
The infection process is doing something strange to these soldiers. They all have built-in stasis units in their body armor. The infection is merging the stasis unit into their flesh or something, making them move fast. Real fast. Be careful.
Yeah, that whole Sony conference was amazing. That was $599 US. It's Ridge Racer. I think it was that one. That was also one of the first times I remember, like, the internet really coming together. Like, video sharing was starting to get easier, like, YouTube was just getting there. Just starting. So people were making edits. Like, meme compilations were just, like, kind of getting a little bit popular at that point. It's one of the main reasons. That video, that E3 conference with giant enemy crab. Is one of the main reasons I look forward to E3 so much. You know, aside from the games. On the off chance there's a good game, that's cool, and oh my god. I mean, that's cool, you know, like, game announcements, that's all well and good, but I'm just here to see, like, fuck-ups and giant enemy crabs. That's how you get rid of me! Ah, no! God damn it.
The infection process is doing something strange to these soldiers. They all have built-in stasis units in their body armor. The infection is merging the stasis unit into their flesh or something, making them move fast. Real fast. Be careful.
Someone in chat just said, is it bad that I was legit trying to find a way to skip ahead? This ain't YouTube, son. I would have done the same thing, though. It's like, oh, gotta watch this again? Alright, skip. Skip, skip. I'll bet that that skip function is gonna come in real handy for a lot of people during Mega Man 11. Zero health. I've not seen that before in this game. Again, I was trying to push it into the fucking thing like I did before. Not nearly as cool. Okay. Are you Mr. Potato Heads? Does anyone find first person a little bit... Not always, depends on the game. But when it comes to horror games, does anyone find first person to be a little bit better for that genre in a like a wider sense? Or is that just me? Depends on the game. I guess that's the only real answer. It depends on the game, because this is fine as it is. But I was just thinking about like Resident Evil 7 or like Soma and having like full control over where you can look at all times with very little restriction, you know, not having like a character in front of you, it kind of brings you in a little bit more. This is more of a shooter. So you can...
Isaac, I'm tracking your position, but it doesn't look like
I'd rather not play this in first person, is what I'm saying.
Nearly shared in half. I made it to the bridge. It's a mess here. These poor bastards didn't stand a chance. I'm going to override all door locks so you can get to the engine room. I'll try and catch up with you there.
Well, like, I'm really happy with how Resident Evil 7 turned out. That first-person mode for that game, you know, with, like, the narrow hallways and the really tightly packed rooms. You know, you spend a lot of the game in the house, and I feel like first-person was a really good choice for that game. But they're doing third-person for Resident Evil 2, which I'm assuming the police station is also going to be... It's gonna be a little tight. So... I think it'll work. Resident Evil 4 had a couple rooms like that, like, you know... smaller areas. Boy. But part of me wonders, like... what if Resident Evil 2 Remake was first person? How would that work? Would people be cool with it? I like that Leon's game is gonna be similar to Resident Evil 4. Leon has this kind of third-person perspective. kind of like Red Dead has a first-person mode. A choice would be nice. No. Jesus fuck. Just tried to shoot it in there. Jacob's Ladder vibes from those dudes? Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Jacob's Ladder is one of my most loved movies, yet hated, both at the same time. Like, I always think about watching Jacob's Ladder. Lately, especially. Like, because it's the fall, it's Halloween time.
I need to speak with you.
But I just don't want to watch it.
My name is Terence Kine, Dr. Kine. Listen to me. There isn't much time. If you really can repair the shuttle, there is a better use for it than just running away. You must understand, the forces at work here are greater than you can imagine. If you leave now, you condemn all humanity. The planet will never stop, never rest unless the marker is returned. Don't you see? The church is wrong. This is all a trap. I've seen it. Please, you must help me.
Is it just me, or is that dude's face the most realistic face in this game so far? Like, that looked better than the other characters. That was very good. And then you have the filter over it. Like I was saying yesterday during the Sunday stream where we were playing that 1999 game. And it had the VHS filter, and it made everything look more realistic because it made everything else look shitty. Vinny, wait, there was a stream last night? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. I meant 2 nights ago. Yeah, no, there was no stream last night. No, you're right. Totally. I was mistaken. So there actually is a first-person Dead Space game. It's called Dead Space Extraction, which I've talked about. It's the on-rails shooter game using the Wiimote. I remember liking it, but I don't remember a whole lot about it, and no, I don't plan to restream it. A nerd. Vinny, realistic horse balls. Well, you've been saying that a lot. You really want me to talk about the realistic horse balls, don't you, in Red Dead? What are you doing here? Why don't you take a seat? Okay, I'll explain. the realistic horse balls in Red Dead Redemption 2. So they're floppy and realistic. To be continued. Hang on.
Drill. Hostiles are alien. Repeat, alien and extremely dangerous. All personnel have weapons ready and fire at will.
Okay, now I can resume. So the horse balls shrink when it's cold, and they kind of hang a little bit more when it's hot in the game. Speaking of Resident Evil 4. Chat, is there a point to this, aside from just have fun? You get items. Okay, the mouse isn't locked in the window, so if I ban anyone by accident, you have my apologies in advance. I'm here with Horse from Red Dead Redemption 2. Horse, I couldn't help but notice that your testicles hung a little lower at this portion in the game as opposed to the other portions. Can you tell me why? My balls was hot. I understand. Can you name horse? I want to name horses. Plasma energy. What's a plasma energy? It's a good. Oh fuck. Now it's really going fast. I think, considering I missed one, it's pretty much, it's done, son. In Red Dead 2, there's another feature that was revealed, I think today, which is you can turn off the minimap. Like the radar, which points you to where your next objective is, like, you know, like in all the GTA games and stuff. If you turn it off, when you talk to NPCs, they have different dialogue, and they will give you, like, directions based on landmarks on how to get to where you have to go. So in other words, the game would double in length for me, because I would just keep getting lost over and over and over again. Chat, did you see a Ford? What is a Ford? Please explain. Chat, what is a Ford? The ridge. There's a million ridges. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. The 3 pine trees. I saw 4. Chat, did you see 4? Did you see 4 pine trees? Like a ford. Like fording a river? Oh, I'm thinking of... Yeah. I was thinking of, like, the Ford Focus. Am I okay? Am I ever okay? Also, there's someone in Garrick in chat, and you have a... thing next to your name. So you're official. Are you the Garrick from Deep Space Nine? How's the Taylor business going? Drank any good Canar lately? We got real Garrick in chat confirmed. God, for the mouse and keyboard for that part. And there's a nerd. That's it. That's all there is. You get items, so yeah, it was worth it. Be a real good time for me to walk into that anti-grav shit. Rig would take a while. I'd need 3 nerds to get to the HP. It's not pointing this way. It'd be a lot better if it was called Deep Space 69, am I right, fellas? That's not the real Garrick. We've been deceived. Is that your leg? Oh, cool. I was like, is he holding a blood cannon? Infinite blood leg. I'll take you to the infirmary, just hang tight. It's okay. Here you go. Just let the lasers heal you up. Gonna get you on those lasers there. We'll take good care of you. I think they have to disassemble you first, so you can get better. Oh, there goes your head. Shit. So, when's the last time I saved? I don't think I want to do this part unless I save first. Or I could just do this part real quick. Is that the dude from the fucking Thornberrys TV show? That flea voices? thank God it put me over here. Thank fucking God. Where's my friend whose body I saved? There's a large med blueprint in the infirmary. Vinny do a Nigel Thornberry. Hello. I don't know, is that it? Hello. No? Okay, let me try again. Hello. Is that any better? Was that any better? Yes! 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 Wait a minute, how the fuck do I open that door now? Guess that's how. Kind of upset I had to waste some ammo on that, but it was amazing, so I'll take it. You want me to try one more time to do Nigel Thornberry? Really? No one said that in chat. Not a single person. Alright, but I'll do it though. Hello. I don't remember what he sounds like. I actually never watched the show. That was like a little bit after my time when I was no longer watching cartoons because I was a big adult boy. And I was like, I'm gonna watch what big adult boys watch. Like the rebellious MTV. Except at that time, MTV was just becoming reality TV. So it wasn't even that. It was more... I remember I was very confused when I used to watch my music videos and see all this cool music and hear it too. And then, like, MTV was like, check out this new show, The Real World. It's like, oh, this doesn't seem real. And then it was like, check out Road Rules. Ultimate Challenge. I was like, this doesn't music. Where did Heart-Shaped Box go? Where did Black Hole Sun go? Interstate Love Song? Where is that? This doesn't music. God. I remember also they had... Before I had the internet, they had this show where you could watch music videos and there would be a chat room alongside the video. And I didn't know who these people were. It was always PG, so I'm assuming the chat messages were like logged and there were plants in there, you know, and they just like put them on a delay so they couldn't like say poo-poo words. Or like, this video sucks. But I was like, wow, it's a whole new way to watch music videos. And then they stopped playing music videos. I remember looking for them. I was like, how come they're not here anymore? It was like just early in the morning you get a music video. If you were lucky. Tricked you. Brew. Gotcha. Scared you.
Lockdown lifted.
That was a pretty cool gauntlet of enemies. There's going to be like a whole generation of kids that don't grow up with TVs. Like where there's just not TV and cable in their house. And like the concept of switching channels to find something that may be on at the same time you want to watch it, if you're lucky, is going to be foreign. That's already happening. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there are people in chat whose parents got rid of TVs like super early that are here right now that are like, yeah, I didn't have a TV growing up. My parents were glued to the TV. Vinny, I grew up without TV or internet. Wow. Can you teach me how to play pickup sticks? But yeah, my grandmother still watches like 10, 12 hours of TV a day or something like that. Probably like 8 to 10. Because I mean, that's what you do. You don't know, they don't, like, a lot of the older generation doesn't want to adapt to internet. No, it's not so sad so much as it, like, they can't really do a whole lot else. You know, it's hard for my grandmother to walk around. It's hard for some people to get around. And they're not gonna, like, learn the internet now. And you know, the phone is confusing and scary, so they're just gonna watch TV. Yeah, it's still sad. I agree. I mean, but what would they be doing before TV? You know, just looking. I like to look for a while, and then I stop looking for a bit, and then I look some more. The sunset is my favorite thing to look near. Read? Oh yeah, I guess they would read. Wow, I forgot about books as a source of entertainment. Speaking of reading, CEC vessel USG Ishimura in breach of government order. They are believed to have recovered Marker 3A. Special Ops has confirmed the system, but has been unable to provide the planet location. Stop shaking! Stop shaking! Special Ops advised. Stop shaking! Advises caution. If Marker 3A has been recovered, infection by lethal organism is incredible threat. Shock point to Aegis system. Move to position out of local scope range and await signal from Ishimura to confirm navigation. Okay. Yeah, well, my grandmother reads. She does crossword puzzles, for example. She does newspaper. She likes to watch them politics all the time. That's, you know, that's like sport for, like, people these days, for a lot of people. That's more entertainment than, like, oh, this is something that affects the world. It's more fun. You don't think it's true? Well, most of you get it, but for anyone who doesn't really fully understand that, I assure you, it's more entertainment for some people than it is any other thing. So I really believe that. But at least, you know, my grandmother still reads. She does keep her. She's really sharp for a lot of things. Some stuff not so much, but because of her reading and continuing to read the paper, you know, book every now and then, do the crossword puzzles, she is still pretty damn sharp. But she just loves TV. So, as I say, like, you know, 8 to 10 hours I would say, and you know what? I might even be wrong on that. It might be a little less. Then you can buy like 8 nodes. Yeah, that's true. Just buy a couple med packs first. I think, yeah, I'll buy a couple power nodes. So I'll get those when the time... I'll use them at a place when I can. Ah! Oh! Local streamer men can be heard screaming on a Sunday. And without volume, like remember I have headphones on, so without volume it's just me going, ah! Ooh! Not yesterday, you're right, yeah, definitely not yesterday, because I didn't stream yesterday, there was no stream yesterday. I kind of miss reading. Like, I've read a couple things here and there lately, but when, you know, it's really hard for me to start a book. But once I get into it, I could read 5 hours. When I was really into Song of Ice and Fire, I read that shit just all day. But then my eyes start hurting, like more than playing video games for 4 hours a day. I guess I've adapted more to playing video games that my eyes don't actually hurt from looking at a screen for 4 hours. I do listen to audiobooks from time to time, like Norm's book. I listen to that one. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about checking out a couple other audiobooks here and there instead of podcasts all the time. Because podcasts are cool, like when I'm driving, but for longer trips, it's nice to have an audiobook. This actually does hurt my eyes. This hurts my eyes. This fucking vibrating. Make sure I got everything. We're good. Okay. Someone said required reading for school kind of ruined reading for me for a while. Man, me too. I had to read some fucking garbage books growing up, and it made me hate reading. You're supposed to love reading, so here's a bunch of books you can choose from. It's Laura Ingalls Wilder or some other fucking garbage that, you know, I had no interest in any of that. My mind wasn't expanded. I wanted to read about Link and Zelda and Mario. I wanted to read that kind of shit. Sci-fi, fantasy. And the teachers kind of had their own discretion, so one teacher was really obsessed with, like, Little House on the Prairie. And I very much hated it. God, I remember reading this cat book. It wasn't a cat book, it was like a book. It was like a mouse and a cat, and they went on adventures. It was some shitty second, third grade book, whatever it was. And I remember like getting like leg convulsions because I hated it so much. Like, I just started kicking. I was like kicking. I was like, bah, bah, bah. I ended up not like finishing or absorbing a goddamn thing that I read. I don't remember what it was called. Oh, great. It's really cool what's happening here. I can't pull this back. That's cool. I'll just die. That's fine. No, really, just do it. I'm just gonna restart. So, what killed you there, Isaac? A broken heart, possibly. Ooh-bah. Ooh-bah. It took me a minute to figure out what I had to do, but now I got this. What was my favorite book that I had to read? I liked the George Orwell stuff. I kind of read that later, and that was cool. I was a big fan of, like, Edgar Allan Poe. Catcher in the Rye at the time. But, you know, the point of that book, as you get older, is... if you can relate to Holden Caulfield at the age of 33, you might want to get that looked at. Just go to a, you know, ear, nose, and throat doctor. Have them take a look at it real quick. If they have to amputate, then let them amputate. I don't remember the other ones I liked, honestly. I just remember hating reading a lot because there were so many bad books that were assigned to me that I couldn't really... honestly, honestly, I couldn't tell you. And when I ended up reading Lord of the Rings on my own, that was indication that I still love to read. Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird, yeah, I remember reading that. I didn't hate that one. You know, there was a couple in there that were probably pretty good that I just can't think of at the moment. Flux capacitor?
Engine power failure.
Is that it? You got it? Oh my god. You got it! That's the piece we need. Get to the crew deck.
But, man, and you know, before, like, Cliffnotes, that's the other thing. Before Cliffnotes, before internet, like, I would not absorb these books at all. And I would do the best I could to, like, write a book report on one of these things, on one of these shitty books that I barely absorbed. So I would just flip through the chapters, the pages, and try to figure out, like, some events. I would always miss the point.
You got the singularity code, that's not to get out of here. Get that code, Vinesauce! Don't wait for me!
Cliffnotes were around for a long time. No, you're right. You're right, they are. They were, but... Alright, see ya, man. You were cool. For a little while. Oh no. Oh my god. If I still have that saw blade weapon, this wouldn't be so bad. This is fucking shit. Got it. Nope. Got it.
Lockdown lifted.
Okay, so as I was saying, this is leading to something.
Hammond's vitals. Is he dead? Oh god. It's just us now, Isaac.
Okay. Alright, this is leading to something. So, I didn't really do Cliffnotes because I didn't really know when I was a kid, like in, 1st to 8th grade, I had no idea about them. I mean, maybe by the time, like, 7th, 8th grade came along, like, yeah, you could get the Cliffnotes. But it wasn't an easy thing. They weren't always available. Sometimes they would pick books that were specifically, like, not easy to find. So... I remember, some of these book reports you had to pick your own book. Alright, so I went to the library, local library, and the local library didn't have anything that I was interested in. I didn't know what I was interested in. Maybe Star Wars, maybe? Maybe there was a Star Wars book I would have liked. Maybe this was before I was into Star Wars. Maybe they didn't have any Star Wars books, but, like, nothing that was in this library was something that I wanted to read. So, and it had to be... I think it had to be non-fiction. I think that might have been the stipulation, like, this has to be a non-fiction book. So, I picked up a book called... And I think I told this on stream before. I picked up a book called The Pigman and Me. Because I liked the sound of it. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a pig man. Like, oh, it's gonna be cool. It's about, like, the story of, like, a dude with a... he's, like, a dude, but he's got a pig man. Like, it's a man-pig. I thought it would be, like, a fun... like, weird story, and I was a kid! Who the fuck knew? And the cover was really colorful. So I get the book. It's not for kids. It was about, like, an immigrant and his, like, weird grandfather who was called the Pigman. And it was just, like, him going to, like, the woods with his grandfather and him learning about, like, his mom's death and his, like, grandmother's death and, like, all these weird diseases in his family. Something like that. It was something like that. It was really heavy shit for a kid. So... It wasn't about a pig person, and it was about, like, serious shit. So I tried my best to read it. I hated it. I would put it down after, like, a couple pages. The author was born in Staten Island. Oh, no shit. Well, never mind then. Hang on. Let me read. What is this? Autobiography. Pigman series of books. Apparently it is fiction. Wait, what? Young adult literature, autobiographies. The book is considered an official triquel to the 1968 fiction bestseller, The Pigman. I'm so confused. I still don't know what this book is after all this time. I don't know. I thought it was about like some kind of like 853 horrifying things had happened to me by the time I was a teenager. That was when I met my Pigman, whose real name was Nono. That's this Nono Frankie. They traveled to Staten Island, New York. Wow. He and his friend Jennifer Wupopopsky. There's something here. Every word of the story is true. The secret of life according to the Pigman is in the book. Alright, well the point is, this book fucking sucked.
Warning. Catastrophic failure of fuel containment.
When I was a kid, I hated it. I read a couple pages, I would stop, I would play video games, I would just not think about it. Yeah, I'm reading the book, I'll write a book report on it. And I ended up just like making stuff up about a Pigman. I think. Or if it was a non-fiction thing, then I just made stuff up.
Evacuate the vessel immediately.
I was really worried. I was like, well, what if they... What if my teacher reads the Pigman in Me book? What if they read the book and they realize that all the stuff I made up is not in the book? Like, I use the character names. I kind of got in the ballpark. And this is... My memory's so fucking garbage, I don't even know how much of this is accurate, but I'm doing the best I can to remember it. What I do remember was this was an important lesson. This was an important lesson because I then applied my knowledge to think to myself, okay, there's like 40 students in the class or so. There is no way my teacher could read all of these books, and the chance that they read this Pigman book is astronomically low.
Entering zero gravity.
So I applied my knowledge to that, and I just continued faking that I read this book, and continued making up a fake book report for a book that I thought was about a sentient pig human. And I got like, I think I got a good score on a good grade on the paper. Like, there was never any questioning about the Pigman book. So it was at that moment I learned to be a cheater. Thanks, school. But is it really thanks, school? I mean, I could have picked any book. I didn't have to pick the Pigman book. I didn't see any... I just remember being in that library for like an hour. Should have used your amiibos on the report. See what you did there, that's pretty good. That's also the end of the stream. So, we have a climax. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying Dead Space, and I know that we just had a big moment. But I really wanted to tell you the Pigman story. So, we got a store over there. Where's the goddamn save point? Just want to... Oh no, this is definitely not the way to a save point. I want to save now before riding the tram, but I'm probably not gonna be able to do that, so let's just ride the tram. What if your teacher read the book after you moved to the next grade? How pissed would they have been? Well, the world doesn't revolve around me. Oh, there's a save point. Yeah. So I just, you know, they probably forgot about this Pigman book report within 10 minutes. So I would have assumed that had they read the book later, they would have probably forgotten some shitty snot-nosed kid's book report about a human pig that was created in a genetic experiment in Hyrule.
Shit. No good. That shuttle's brain dead. Someone removed the navigation cards. God knows why. There's 3...
Someone just wrote, Vinny, you had snots? No, never. No, who had snots? Come on, what are you, gross? Ew. Okay, that is Dead Space. Again, good game. Horrifying game. Good body horror. Not as disgusting as snots, but pretty good. Pretty good. And, we're coming up on the last stream of Dead Space. I think it's just one more. And all I can say about that is
This one hurts to do. Hey, my name is Delvin Mallory. Oh my god, I've never done this voice before. I didn't even know I could do a voice like this. Holy shit, this one hurts to do. Wow.
Wow! Is there really a raid happening right now? I'm going to bed. I mean, I really appreciate it. Who did the raid? Let me see. Let me look around here in the chat. Aphex. Oh shit, thanks Aphex. I appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. Well, stream is almost over. Regardless, I still appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't be a more entertaining raid.